by the fact that this apparent alpha wolf is named after my grandma. You know what? This is my wolf, guys. Say hi to my wolf. Guys, you don't understand. Alpha male man pussy is the shit. Sup.
Sorry, man, we just want fun. Off the walls, got the doll acting like we're funny. Hit the floor, out the door, shoot till it's over. Small town, big plans, welcome to October.
You know what's crazy, actually? I think, if I'm remembering correctly, this should be the first video I record in this house. I own a house now, yay! At a certain point in your life, you learn to just accept things as they come, because putting too much thought into anything is probably worth more effort than deserved. After spending enough time on the internet, witnessing the rise and fall of communities, trends, and maybe some things I shouldn't have seen, you stop asking why things exist and start accepting that it's potential content to torture people with. If knowledge is power, then power is evil, and I will be evil as the harbinger of cringe. So, let's talk about real shorts. Yeah! So, have y'all ever had this thought whilst watching Teen Wolf or whatever, that this cryptid soap opera that has werewolves in it would be so much cooler if every episode was like a minute long and was completely vertical to adjust to your iPhone and was 100 parts long? Anyone else, or is that just me? Real shorts, drama box, short max, short, snort, corks. Sports. It's the type of app that is like TikTok, except you're watching TV shows. Usually network-backed television will have hour-long episodes, 10 episodes max, and years will go by in between seasons. But why have any of that when you can have your episodes broken down to 30 seconds to maybe like 2 minutes max, and then chopped into anywhere between 50 to 150 micro episodes? And in order to watch the next episode being on the edge of your seat with this hot-hitting drama, you swipe. Like God and ByteDance intended on God. So obviously this is popular because of short form content and TikTok and the act of swiping to get instant exposure to content that will fill the void in your pea brain. TikTok has basically trained us like lab mice to desire that instant dopamine. It's that, but it's also fulfilling a niche that I think most people miss, and that is cheesy fanfiction. If you've ever watched any of these other milquetoast commentary guys, you've probably seen them describe this type of content as Wattpad soap operas. It's always the most robotic acting paired with the most convoluted plots, and it never feels real when you're watching it. It kind of always feels like you're watching some sort of alternative reality that's trying to replicate the one we exist in right now. Like, it feels like AI, but as far as anyone is aware, all of these actors are like real people. Maybe the scripts are. Either that or the writers and the directors of these productions don't have English as their first language, yet they're tasked to make English drama shows for a living. And that makes a lot more sense when you learn that the popularization of this style of entertainment was actually first introduced in places like China. Coined as the microdrama, a fad of short-form TV that actually started back in 2010. And this was like back when apps like TikTok were purely Asian-based, and started out with apps like Douyin. And they're called microdramas, obviously because they're short episodes, but also because of the small budget it takes to make these shows. It really hooked people during the time of the pandemic when no one else had anything better to do. And it makes sense why these shows were getting pumped out en masse around this time in particular. A lot of big budget movies and shows had to halt production during the pandemic. And so people out of work would pick up these little side projects because they were pretty easy to edit together. Instead of filming on a massive film set where everyone is closely working together, causing concerns in terms of like the spread of coronavirus, they could instead pick up an outside job from an online production company that's creating content for an app that requires at most like an hour-long film be cut up into 1 to 2 minutes and then just mass uploaded to their platform. That sounds like much easier to get done and make back, especially when a lot of people were laid off due to COVID. And the reason why this hooks people is pretty apparent when you start watching some of this stuff for as long as I have, there's a reason this shit is called Wattpad soap operas, because this literally is just industrialized fanfiction. And you can tell based on some of the plots for these shows. Like, I'm talking secret billionaire, contractual marriages, alpha werewolves with anger issues, vampires, demons, secret royalty, military, and loving your stepbrother. For some reason, I'm telling you right now, AO3 could never. And the formats to these are always the same, regardless if it's like a high fantasy romance or a suspenseful thriller romance or a revenge plot. A lot of these are romances for some reason, but they all have the same shit happening that you could honestly have a drinking game of every time these tropes come up. The main character is hated by pretty much everybody. The main character has a secret superpower that they don't know about or no one around them can know about. There's usually a love triangle of two characters wanting the main character. There's usually a scene where the main character is ganged up on in some way, but is always intercepted and saved by the love interest who just bitches them all out for being massive assholes. And out of nowhere pregnancy plot, a side character who is always magical or has the powers of Deus Ex Machina. There's usually some type of elder character that's known as like either the most powerful or the wisest or the most intelligent person in the cast. A lot of these shows end in a cliffhanger that they don't intend to actually fulfill ever. There's usually an underling character. Usually it's the love interest's best friend that doesn't really contribute to anything. The main character usually has a tragic backstory that's the most extreme and intense scenario you've ever heard in your life. Usually there's a lot of family drama, like a feuding family or families coming together through marriage or an arranged marriage or something. There's always a sister character, and because a lot of these shows are romances, they usually end in a wedding. Also, all of the main cast consist of people in their early adulthood, ages 18 to 25 years old. It's pretty much like tropes first, logic later when it comes to these shows. Like, if I were to make a parody of an AO3 fanfiction as someone who was never really into fanfiction writing, except for that Five Nights at Freddy's fanfiction I wrote a decade ago, then this is what I would come up with. And all of this is pretty much intentional. You can watch all of this and say that it's cheesy and bad and whatever, but that's kind of the point. It's not meant to be high art, it's built to be addictive. And here's where things get really sinister. Fun sinister, but sinister nonetheless. Every one of these microdrama apps have the shadiest billing practices I have ever seen. Most of them are free to download, but episodes will be locked behind paywalls that you have to spend coins on. So how do you get coins? Or tickets for some of these other apps? Well, you have to pay for them. Obviously. And yeah, at first it doesn't sound that bad. You can get a good handful for like 99 cents most of the time, but then you just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and suddenly you're out of coins again. You gotta watch ads now to get to the next episodes, but those ad breaks are super long and they're like every swipe. You don't got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So you pay more money for more coins so you can scroll uninterrupted, but then you realize there's 150 episodes that all cost money each episode to unlock. So you're just sick of this, so you think that there has to be a better way to have access to all of the episodes without these interruptions. Well, you could always pay a prescription fee to get ad-free content. Except the prescription fee is $15 a week. That's $60 a month for content with quality like this.
Your pack killed my friends.
I have every right to kill you here and now.
It's basically gotcha mechanics for soap operas, and you'd be paying more monthly for this than you would on Netflix. Now, seeing all this, it would be very easy to dunk on this trend like everyone else has been doing and call this out for what it really is. In layman's terms, it is a scam. It's a time waster that is bleeding you money. It's basically emotional junk food at the cost of a 5-star meal at a high-end restaurant. And you know, I think people are just kind of calling this out for what it is, which is why it's being brought over to the United States by Miramax. Yeah, Miramax CEO Bill Block created the app Gamma Time, which is a microdrama app that raised $14 million in investments from people like the Kardashians to even the co-founder of Reddit. So if this is just gonna become our reality, we might as well just embrace it. And since I'm such an alpha male secret werewolf, what? Who said that? I didn't say that. Did you say that? I didn't say that. You didn't hear shit. I want to watch microdramas that represent me specifically and speak volumes to what to expect from this kind of format. Also because werewolves are funny. Nobody ever gets the lore right in these. They always do the weird like alpha, gamma, omega thing, and they just make up the rules as they go. It is very funny. I have 4 shows that we're gonna look at today, and those are Fated to My Forbidden Alpha, Call Me Alpha, The Alpha's Innocent Bride, and Forbidden Desires, Alpha's Love. I'm sure there are more, but these are the ones I've seen others make videos about. And also, they are all fully available on Dailymotion, so I don't have to spend shit on anything. I'm cheating. All these dumb YouTubers paying up to $100 on this bullshit, I'm just gonna pirate it. So without further ado, let's watch some TV on my phone. Fated to My Forbidden Alpha is a Real Shorts original series that I hesitate to call a show because it feels more like a concentration of every supernatural romance you've ever seen, and mixed into the sauce is all that political drama, mysticism, and random cryptid biology. The premise is pretty simple. There's this girl. She's special. And there's this guy, and he's an alpha werewolf. But they can, like, talk to the wolves inside of them because they can exist outside of their own bodies and kind of give vague advice or tell the future. I don't fucking know. I just feel like most werewolves don't have a split personality like that. Or maybe it's like a spirit animal. But what do I know, right? I'm just some bitch. That's why it's hard to classify any of these characters as werewolves. When I think of a werewolf, I think of like a hairy guy in the woods turning into a freak of nature in the middle of the night under a full moon. Not billionaire chuds wearing suits and ties living it up in castles and penthouses in New York.
New York City.
Basically, this show is about some conflict between 2 packs about a missing daughter who is our main character. The real mystery I had watching this is the fact that the title of the show makes no fucking sense. Fated to My Forbidden Alpha is not only an oxymoron because if he's forbidden, why are y'all fated to be together? But also, these 2 are like assigned to be together, so I don't know if I would necessarily call that forbidden. It's not like someone's family member is like keeping the main character from falling in love. She falls in love pretty easily, but I'm ready to tell you what happens so that you don't have to waste your time or your money. The show opens with some stock footage of a castle and 2 men are having an argument. In these microdramas, because the script is terrible at having characters introduce themselves naturally, they have to edit in these name tags for characters. That way you'll remember who everyone is. So this is Ethel Levette, which you cannot convince me that is a male name. Ethel. Okay, bro. Wait, his name is Alpha Ethel? Ethel's like an old woman's name. No offense if there's men named Ethel.
Going off by insulting names.
I don't mean to, but okay, do you want to look me in the fucking eyes and tell me that that looks like an Ethel to you?
No, not really.
Maybe it's a wolf thing, maybe it's like manly and wolf culture, but I'll be too busy distracted by the fact that this apparent alpha wolf is named after my grandma. And this is Alexander Kane, as the name tag says. He's the alpha of the Nightwind pack, which sounds like a name I would have generated from randomfantasynamegenerator.com. Also, it should be noted that, like, all of the wolves in this show address each other as, like, Alpha or like Alpha first name. So this is Alpha Ethel and this is Alpha Alexander, and all the betas call each other betas, and it's really funny because the script just radiates this image for me. Don't ask why, just watch the show. You will know why. So Alpha Ethel is very upset that the Blood Moon Pack, as y'all already know and are very well aware of, they call themselves the Blooners. And Ethel is accusing the Blooners of murdering his daughter 15 years ago. This whole scene is just Bloods versus Crips, but it's werewolves. I mean, they still haven't figured out who killed Alpha Tupac yet. This shit's getting crazy. Sorry. Hot take of the century here for a second. I don't think we needed Not Like Us. I don't think that song needed to exist. You just need to call him Beta Drake and the whole feud would have been over. So Alpha Alexander agrees to avenge Selene, who is in fact not dead and is a servant to the Blood Moon's head alpha wolf, Jackson, who we are introduced to by Selene walking in on him having kinky sex. Ah! What the fuck? Ah! What the fuck? Whoa. Whoa.
Oh, fucking damn it. I didn't want to see that.
Whoa. Whoa, bro. Whoa. In a world where werewolf packs survive on century-old fortunes, a fragile peace treaty is about to shatter. Call me invested, cause I'm that right now. So this is Tiffany, and she likes to abuse Selene, and these two tag team Selene and remind her of how pathetic and poor she is.
You're an orphan. You have no home. Nowhere to run.
You got no parents, no house, no bitches.
That means we can do whatever the fuck we want to you. That means we can just continuously bitch slap, yeah?
You have no dick,
No dick,
no ball.
no balls, and probably no butthole since this guy feeds on radiation.
So she prays to the moon goddess to please grant her a wolf when she turns 18, which is in a few days.
What the fuck are you doing in here? Wait, you don't knock?
She literally did.
Why would you call me Alpha?
You know, I feel like that's a really personal thing. Like, I'm not dating you. Why do I gotta call you Alpha? You're just a weirdo. You know what this implies, though? Because he's like, meet me in my office, Selene. You need to come to my office later. This implies that he invited her to come up to their office in the middle of them, performing the Heimlich. So they did this all on purpose. They did this to purposely have her walk in on them, doing that. On purpose. They're weirdos. These are weirdos. Anyway, that's my point.
You jealous? Is that what this is?
No, it's because you're a fucking weirdo. I also should mention, since I'm watching this on Daily Motion, there's like a blackout for every episode that I guess you would like scroll up and see the next one after. But in my case, it's just like a compilation of all of the episodes put into one video. So the episode, I guess, ends with Alpha Jackson finding out that Alpha Alexander is coming to his engagement party.
Shit. Alexander Kane is coming.
Why would he be going to the engagement party of a pack leader he said he was going to declare war on? I don't know, diplomacy or whatever. So Alpha Jackson makes Selene organize and work the entire party, even though it's her 18th birthday.
Celine still not know that she's your mate?
You know, I don't know what's worse, actually. The imprinting scene in Twilight where Jacob crushes on a baby, or the idea that the Blood Moon Pack, the Blooners, had a 3-year-old girl kidnapped, raised into believing that she was an orphan with nowhere else to go by the head alpha of the pack, and she's also gonna bang him. Blooner? More like Gooner, am I right? So I guess the idea is that at 18 years old, the moon god is gonna pair Jackson and Selene together. He's gonna reject her, and I guess she's gonna, I don't know, die of a heart attack or something. Alexander is gonna go to this party with some decorum. I guess he doesn't plan on actually getting vengeance. Not this time. And we get a truth bombshell.
If the Blood Moon Pack finds out you're not made at this age, they'll question you.
Ew, Alexander Kane's a virgin! Point and laugh. You're a virgin! So Selene gets her wolf, and it's the best scene of anything I've ever seen in my entire life.
Happy birthday, Selene. It's me, Lila. I'm your wolf.
Oh. Whoa, we got one early.
Hey, you know what? We got one really early, so that's great, actually. To me, this wolf, like, the mouth movement reminds me of, like, a Snapchat filter. It's literally just a Muppet, just, this is our mate, Jackson, the alpha. You know what? This is my wolf, guys. Say hi to my wolf. This is my wolf. Their name is...
Why is your wolf naked?
Don't question it. Okay, I got the naked mole rat werewolf, alright? So Lila, that's Selene's wolf, by the way, tells her that Jackson is her mate. And for some reason, they also have a red string that connects them. I think it's supposed to be a metaphor. But anyways, Jackson is all like, you stink, Selene. I don't want you. Fuck you. And instead of like dying or whatever, she's just like, dude, I'd rather be a rogue virgin than to be with you. And Jackson gets really mad.
You're done. Pack your shit up tonight. After today, I never want to see you again.
Oh, I guess also if you're rejected by your mate in this universe, you can never find love again.
You'll never be mated again.
So be it.
cursed to incel, born to shit. So instead of leaving, Celine hosts the party anyways. For what reason? I don't know. I think I would have just left. Wouldn't you? I think I would have just been gone. Why did either one of you have to get through the party? I just would leave if I were Celine. I was already kicked out. I guess Celine just really wanted to meet this Alexander Kane guy, which happens in this scene, and it's super romantic. Man, I fell in love with you the moment I saw you carrying out trash on your back. So then they engage in a bit of human trafficking.
Good family. Strong wolf. And that bod.
And at this time, I will not be making any commentary on the current state of our administration. You know what? I'm not doing this. I'm not gonna keep doing this. Alexander wants Celine and requests that she goes to his room. So Tiffany gives her a red dress, and I guess she's gonna go have the sex now. Even though the rules state that once you're rejected by your bonded mate, you can never find a mate again, Lila's like, fuck it, we ball. So she goes to see Alexander, and whoa, he's super kinky, but oh my god, it's Jackson. Even though he rejected Celine, he still wants to bang her. Why? I don't know. Dominance or something.
You're seducing my fiance. I mean, God, look what you're wearing.
You gave her that dress. Also, how are you not more upset at Jackson right now? He saw her in the doorway and intentionally covered her with a blindfold to trick her into thinking she was kissing Alexander. He did this on purpose. Do you not see that? He clearly doesn't fucking like you, Tiffany. Now, granted, I don't know why he likes Celine either, given he's been treating her like shit, but I feel like the priorities here are all sorts of fucked up. So now Alexander and Celine talk alone, and she wants to go rogue and leave the castle. Alexander's all like, take this necklace and fuck me. Also, I guess another piece of like werewolf lore, according to Real Shorts, she-wolves mated with alphas are called lunas, which, as far as any werewolf knowledge goes, I don't think that's a real thing. So at this point, Alexander knows that Celine is the missing child of Alpha Ethel, but she thinks that she has no family, so I guess that means we're gonna have to get some proof that this is the missing daughter to justify the Ballooner Windy War. I'm sticking with that. I can't come up with anything more clever. Meanwhile, Tiffany is all pissed, and Jackson is mega pissed because I guess he wants Celine now to stay because he's in love with her for whatever reason. Granted, if I were stuck with Tiffany, I'd probably want Celine too. So I guess the love triangle starts kinda, but Celine wants nothing to do with Jackson, and then Alexander punches him in the face, and yeah, that's about it.
Yeah!
The funniest part about that is the way he punched him was just like he curved his fist when he did it. You know what? That's how a real male wife punches a man, okay? You know what I don't think of when I think of werewolves? Cars. Sports cars, collecting cars.
Collect cars.
When I think of werewolves, right? I don't think of like wolfing out, howling at the moon, having hair grow in places where it shouldn't. I don't think of turning into a big, giant, scary wolf man. I think of a car collector. I think of a guy in a white tailored suit. Do you guys remember that Nickelodeon movie, The Boy Who Cried Werewolf, with Victoria Justice? I unironically think that that has more accurate werewolves than whatever the fuck this is. Like, the more I watch this, the more I think that, like, this story would work regardless if you, like, took the whole wolf lore thing out of the story and just made all of these characters just regular-ass people. This is a story about humans in mafia families feuding over a woman. That is classic Goodfellas. So Celine trades her secluded, cushy life in the mountains and castles to a life in New York City. And then, I shit you not, she begs to eat fried chicken on their first date. It is very funny.
I asked Drake to get the best
Fried chicken?
She is so excited for KFC. I think that is actually a KFC bucket. That is amazing. Alexander's like, let's fuck. And Celine's like, I want to save myself from my mate. And Alexander's like, no, my boner. And yeah, that's about it. Celine meets Alexander's sister, who asked how her brother's dick feels.
How's Alexander? I know, bold question, but the rumors are just too wild, so I had to ask.
Oh, God. And I feel so uncomfortable. I want to kill myself.
My brother's had a couple one-night stands, but all of them said he wouldn't go all the way with them because he was waiting for his mate, which is you.
What does dick feel feel like. So basically what's happening now is that Alexander wants to end a peace treaty between the packs, and to prove that Blood Moon deserves to be genocided, because I guess he's a massive wolf racist.
Blood Moons are real pieces of shit.
See, I'm telling you, he wants to start this war because he's a wolf racist. So he has to prove that Selene is the missing daughter of Alpha Ethel, which would justify a genocide war, I guess. Meanwhile, Jackson is still trying to get Selene to come home, and in exchange, he'll tell her all about her past and where she comes from.
I had a pack, and this whole time you knew? And you still let me grow up packless?
Damn, you know what? I think this is actually worse than, like, the whole Jacob thing. I can't believe that Jackson made her grow up packless. What an asshole. So then this bitch shows up again and poisons Selene with Wolf's Bane, which also affects Alexander for no reason. So now they're all kind of freaking out because all of the alphas are already turning on Jackson, and if they find out that Selene was poisoned, he'll be mega fucked. And then the best scene happens. Yeah! Werewolves! Hell yeah! Fucking amazing. Thank God that there's at least some form of beasting out in this show. And it's just a dude turning into this CGI wolf. You know what I like about this scene? It's the fact that even though he beasts the fuck out and he's turning into this scary wolf, right? As soon as it's over, his suit looks stellar. Perfect. Like nothing ever happened. He also just kind of pushes this guy up against a wall and he just kind of slumps over and dies. So Selena's taken to the hospital and they think that she's gonna die. I love that he's like reminiscing about like all the times that he had with Selene, and it just shows us like the fried chicken date again. Fucking incredible. But plot twist. Okay, so according to like werewolf lore in this universe, only alphas can survive Wolfsbane. So when Selene wakes up and is totally fine, they test her blood and find out that she's an alpha wolf. Oh my god! And not only is she an alpha wolf, she's also the missing Selene Levette, the daughter of Alpha Ethel. Oh my god! Oh, and remember when Alexander wanted to go to war with the Blood Moon Pack? Yeah, that happens all completely off screen.
So, Alexander went apeshit on Blood Moon and led the entire Nightwind army to attack the day you were admitted.
Selene makes a full recovery, and the sister character just explains that Alexander went to war while she was unconscious, and they won. So I guess it's over. Selene finally gets to meet her parents, and then this happens.
I want to strip Selene naked.
Selene, we're gonna make sure that they pay for what they did to you.
I want to fuck her right here, right now.
Alexander, stop. How can you say that? We're with my parents.
Jesus Christ, Alexander, take her out to dinner first. Without her parents, that's disgusting.
You are a woman, and I will objectify you.
So yeah, I guess since she's an alpha now, she can read minds, and she uses those powers to detect when Tiffany is put on trial for poisoning her, and she just lies, and Selene's like, fuck you and die.
Fuck you, die.
Tiffany, fuck you too.
Also, there's this like totally other side plot that I don't see like other creators talk about, and I was debating whether I should, but it's not really that important. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. So there's this character named Caitlin who's been going around telling everyone that she slept with Alexander despite him claiming to be a virgin. And Selene uses her mind-reading powers to detect that she apparently got him so drunk and then sexually assaulted Alexander.
That night, you used your father's influence to get a seat next to Alexander. You laced his drink with sleeping pills. Then you helped him back to his room, took his shirt off, and gave him a hickey. All without his consent.
So that's a thing. Anyways, I guess Jackson is put to death. Tiffany is forced to be a rogue forever or something. They have a Luna ceremony, and this dress is the absolute ugliest dress I've ever seen in my life. And then they get married, and the show ends with Selene being pregnant. The end. The lesson of this stream is fuck it, we ball. Okay, I'm gonna take off my hat because I'm starting to feel really hot for some reason. You know what it is? I think I need a haircut. Call me Alpha, or as it's known by its other weirder names, my destined, resilient, curious, and loyal alpha mate. Also, a gentler and possessive, call me Alpha, resilient, curious, and loyal. Great alternatives there. It's a bit different than, say, fated to my forbidden alpha. So here's the plot, right? There's this girl. Ashira, and she's special. And there's this guy, Aiden, and he's an alpha werewolf, and Ashira is his, wait. Hold on, wait. So we got some new wolf lore, baby! So Ashira does this blood magic ritual with an enchantress where they find out that she is a stealer.
A stealer?
Which is basically a female wolf that can have multiple mates. Either that, or wolves who lose their mates will think Ashira is their mate or something. She's also a rogue wolf, so she is encouraged to go to the Prime Pack and mate with someone ASAP. So she does so, attending one of their mating parties where she meets Aiden as she is cleaning her clothes in the pond for some reason. Now, in Fated to My Forbidden Alpha, I thought, for the most part, that the acting was okay. It wasn't convincing by any means, it was as cardboard as you could get, but like, there was an attempt. Aiden, however...
Who are you? Are you one of the guests? What's your name?
Shira.
Oh my god.
You look cold. Take this.
Man, I wonder who could have possibly inspired that gesture. I bet it was his mom. You ever think his mom was just like, now Aiden, remember, if you ever come across a woman cleaning her shirt at a pond and it's chilly outside, you gotta give her the shirt off your back. Otherwise, you're a beta male pussy. Also, thank God this series has subtitles, because if not, I would never be able to understand half of the dialogue because the sound mixing is such shit.
You know this part of the land's off limits.
Not that I would know anything about that. Either their overhead microphone died on set and they're just using the raw camera footage, or whoever edited the audio is just so bad at their job. Like, maybe it's because I'm pirating this. What am I kidding? It's totally because I'm pirating this. But there's a moment where the audio will just fall out of sync with the lip movements. I don't know how you could be this bad at your job. So Aiden figures out that Ashira is his Luna. So later that evening at the fucking party, he intends to meet up with her again. Meanwhile, this character Mila is trying to lay claim to Aiden. She is not going to be important beyond this.
I'm just here to tell you to keep your hands off my alpha.
Then this other chick, Lucy, is like, you're my best friend now, teehee. More new wolf lore. So Lucy here is an Omega, which means... You know, I don't actually know. Maybe Beta and Omega is like interchangeable, but then again, Aiden is talking to like whoever this is, and he addresses him as Beta, so I have no fucking clue. But Aiden isn't gonna claim Ashira because she doesn't have a wolf or something, and plans to outright reject her as his mate.
How dare you dance with my beta?
Dancing with your beta.
You literally were. Also, we are 3 episodes in, and these two have had a total of 1 interaction, and now he is pinning her up against a wall. Like, Jesus Christ, Aiden, take her to dinner first. Preferably without her parents, but I guess since the option exists, do whatever you want, I guess. So even though Aiden won't take claim to Ashira, he gives her a room in his home and a maid to take care of her. And he demands that no other males get near her.
Alpha Aiden asked me to assist you.
Where is Aiden?
You literally saw him a second ago. What do you mean? Also, Aiden is trying his best to keep the wolf inside him at bay. I guess in wolf lore, sometimes wolves awaken within someone uncontrollably. So Mila tries to seduce Aiden, but he's still got the hots for Ashira. And his beta, Nick, almost forgot his name for a second, but I got it. He is getting worried that Aiden won't be able to control his wolf for much longer.
I can control it. I'm the alpha. I'm just in heat.
In heat? Side note to this, being in heat is purely like a female animal thing. So basically, what I'm saying is that Aiden has that uncontrollable alpha male man pussy. Guys, you don't understand. Alpha male man pussy is the shit. So Ashira and Aurora, that's the mate's name by the way, have a shopping montage, and Ashira almost comes all over this Zeke guy, and yeah, that's better. So I guess more wolf lore. So if your alpha doesn't claim you, I guess you start kind of getting dizzy and hot and start passing out and getting really horny, which I think being unclaimed is different from being like outright rejected, because it's not like Aiden like cut their bond or anything. He just never marked her as his for some reason. And in order to officially claim a Luna, an alpha must bite their mates like vampires. And I'm just kind of sitting here like, why are all of these shows, like, these supernatural soap opera romance microdramas, why are there werewolves, like, as a main part of the plot when the story doesn't really have anything to do with werewolves? So Aiden forbids Ashira to leave his house, and Aurora tells Ashira about his mysterious past. So as it turns out, his uncle had their pack overtaken by a stealer, so Aiden's mom and her husband declare war to avenge her brother, and died in that war, and Aiden has been the leader ever since. And the reason why he hasn't claimed a mate is because he's afraid of being blinded by love, just like his father.
He's also afraid of being blinded by love, just like his father.
Which, I don't know what that means. Like, I thought the whole point of this backstory was because his uncle was overtaken by stealers, so that's why he's afraid of finding a lover, because of the stealing.
You have stolen everything from my brother. I need you to fight back, James.
So what did his dad do besides die? I'm assuming they met his uncle in this moment, but I have it in my head that his dad and uncle were both fucking a stealer, and now Tina wants to go to war to get revenge, and that makes more sense to me, except this would have just been an easy fix if they had just taken a second take, and now I'm just creating fanfiction out of this fanfiction show. What am I doing with my life? So they bang, okay? And he bites her, and yeah, that's about it. Now that weird guy from the clothing store, Zeke, shows up and attacks the pack.
Oh, wow. Congratulations. It smells recent.
I don't know if I would count this as new wolf lore. You know what? Fuck it. I am. Wolves can smell when other wolves come. Call that shit the ball tapper if I've ever seen it.
How does a rogue wolf have the speed of an alpha like that?
I don't know, man. Why not? What? Are there not rogue wolves in this world who can have, like, alpha werewolf powers? Can rogues not be alphas? Why does that matter? Okay, so I guess some rogue wolves can be alphas, but others can't. Sometimes. So a whole lot of nothing important happens, and then we meet Seth, who is a gamma, and I don't really know the difference between an alpha and a gamma. If red-pilled Tate Wolf Lover 445 wants to tell me in the comment section with a multiple paragraph essay on what the difference is and then end the post by calling me a slur, fucking go for it. I don't care. I don't think in the context of this show it really matters all that much. In comparison to Fated to My Forbidden Alpha, the FTMFA, if you will, this show is way more sexually charged than that one was. I mean, there is, like, implied sex in that show, and then there's just this show that shows Alpha Aiden getting head and busting a nut pretty explicitly. So I'm sure at this point you're probably wondering when that whole thing with her being a stealer comes into play, since it's only been, like, what, 25 minutes since the last time we thought about that information? Well, Titus is the head of the guards, who is being asked to step down from his position because the Prime Pack had some of their members be killed by Zeke and the rogues when they were attacking the pack. When did this happen? I don't know. Off screen. Don't worry about it. Doesn't matter. And since his wife was also killed in that attack, Titus is instantly attracted to Ashira.
Please, don't steal me.
I loved Sharma.
What do you mean? I thought it was you who steals other wolves. Is that not how this works? You are the stealer, not the up for grabs. So Seth and Titus know that she's a stealer now, and Titus agrees not to tell Aiden so long as she convinces him to not let him lose his job. That conversation goes about as well as you would expect.
Think I should give him another chance? Where the hell is this coming from? What, you think I should give him a second chance? Am I making a wrong decision by giving him a second chance?
Also, before the scene even happens, they're like having some smexy time, like they seem to do every other episode, and they're just like doing whatever this is. So Aiden wants to introduce Ashira to the Prime Pack officially as Luna, so she wears a dress that she literally wore the first night they met, despite apparently this being treated like it's a new dress fitting or something. And then later, when she's introduced to the pack, she's not wearing a dress at all. So what was the point of that scene? Oh, and Titus keeps his job, so I guess our secret is safe with Ashira for now. Also, I think Seth at this point is like designated as her personal bodyguard. It doesn't really matter. Ashira really doesn't want Aiden to find out that she's a stealer, so Titus tells her the only way for her to prove that she isn't deceiving him is to get pregnant?
So Ashira can't prove herself as Alpha Aiden's true mate without getting pregnant. I'm afraid not.
You know what this is? I think this is just a breeding kink. That's why they're all werewolves, because they're all thinking of how to mate and breed and impregnate each other. It's a breeding kink, like wild animal type shit. Anyways, Aiden is told that she's a stealer anyways and is big mad about it, but then they fuck right afterwards, so none of this matters and it was all fucking pointless. So there's this whole side thing going on about Aiden's family. His uncle, Patrick, the one who lost everything to the Steelers, apparently there were two women who he was being seduced by, Zinnia and Joria. And Zinnia was the Steeler that was apparently let go because she's one of the good ones, whatever that fucking means.
Annie is still alive. Alpha Patrick let her go because she was one of the good ones.
And they want to track her down. So Beta Nick gets some information about where Joria is from Aiden's father, who apparently is still alive and just off screen somewhere, even though I thought he died.
Probably gave me information about Zinnia. I'll put it in your office.
I'm starting to think that the writers are just forgetting vital parts of their plot and their characters as they are writing the script. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, this show is really boring, and I'm not as interested in like what's going on anymore. All that happens is we get some lore about Steelers having like rapid healing powers and also are able to be stolen, not just steal, which I thought we knew that already. And I guess Lucy is dating the Shadow Clan pack leader Jacob, who is a cheating asshole, and if a wolf is cheating on their wolf mate after claiming them, their mate starts like getting bruises. Why? I don't know. And at this point, I really don't care. Like, this whole Lucy thing with Jacob and this other pack and helping her escape, I don't care. I'm just going to skip it. The only important thing to know about any of this random wolf lore, I guess, they can apparently send messages to each other with their minds, because fuck it.
I ran into your cousin, Zeke.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware that Zeke is apparently Aiden's cousin. When was this made part of the plot? I don't fucking know. This show makes no sense. So they meet Zinnia, who is Aiden's aunt, and she's dying of a sickness, and the only way to cure her is with Aiden's blood.
Thank you, Alpha Aiden. I feel fully recovered already.
Why? Who knows? Who cares? Meanwhile, this other pack called the Ravenous Pack and their leader, Elon, wants to cross into Aiden's territory. And Aiden is like, fuck you, go away, Mr. Musk. I don't want your Skynet, or your Nazism, or your pedophilia. And then there's a war and Elon kidnaps Ashira. Oh no! You know what? Given that Elon Musk legitimately does have a breeding kink, I am not taking off the table that this Elon character is inspired by... No, this is just Elon Musk.
Not allowing shifters onto their territory.
Okay, what the fuck is a shifter? You know what? No, you want lore that matters? Here's some lore that matters. Zinnia reveals that the Steelers are meant to give birth to strong wolves, and that the Alpha King Wolf was the son of a Steeler Wolf. So I guess Steeler doesn't mean what we think it means. Also, in order to effectively steal a Steeler, you have to drink this blood vial or something. So Elon steals Ashira, but also... she's pregnant with Alpha Aiden's child because fucking of course. So because she is stolen, she doesn't remember Alpha Aiden and thinks that Elon is the father of her child. So Aiden needs to free Ashira from this stealing and goes to the Alpha King, who agrees to help in exchange for the baby being born without a wolf. And then the baby is born and they name it the dumbest shit name ever, and yeah, that's it. That's the end. That's the end of the show. Fuck you.
We should name him Quillian.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
I feel like I got like something in my teeth. Okay. Thank God this one is shorter. So for reference, Fate It's My Forbidden Alpha was about an hour long. So that's not too bad. Call Me Alpha was like an hour and 36 minutes, which doesn't sound like a lot of time, but like given how much nonsense that happened in that one, that was a fucking slog. But now we're here at the Alpha's innocent bride, or I guess the Alpha's breeder. Okay. I think this is just a breeding kink. That's why they're all werewolves, because they're all thinking of how to mate and breed and impregnate each other. So we start with more human trafficking.
I was finally getting away from my father and stepmother.
but it was so they could sell me to the Alpha of Dragomore.
And then our main character Rosalie pees in the same bathroom as the main heartthrob Ethan Gray, the Alpha Wolf of Dragomore.
Can you please hurry? I really need to go.
So already, this is a fantastic start. It's okay though, the dual peeing session was apparently a selling point.
I'll take her.
What?
I'll take her as my breeder.
So, Alpha Ethan Gray is a bit different than our previous alphas before. Unlike Jackson of Blood Moon, he's not a kidnapper. He bought his bride, fair and square. He's not a pathetic, scrawny guy like Alexander, and he's not emotionless like Aiden. This time, our main lover werewolf is British.
She's a virgin! Why didn't you say something? But someone should have said something. It's important information.
Holy fuck. Die.
Okay, but aside from the nationality, that's not the only thing that's different with this alpha. This alpha is very quirky, let's just say.
But someone should have said something. It's important information. Leave? You're the one who barged in here.
I like the way you apologize.
You play beautifully. He's very sensitive about noises at night.
Your Majesty, what brings you here? I thought we were coming to you.
Autistic. Also, instead of pure white tailored suits, he's got rose patterned blazers. At this point, I'm really hoping the plot twist of this whole thing is that he's just a closeted alpha gay man. We need more gay alpha representation. This is actually a master class. Perfect example, chat, of the question that I'm sure is on everybody's minds. Are straight people okay?
No, they are not okay.
No. Things have been getting a little bit too hetero around here.
Hetero.
There's too much breeding. I want gay boys. So the love story forming out of this one is that Rosalie wants freedom. And in order to get that freedom, she needs to produce an heir for Ethan Gray. Also, she has the power to play the invisible flute. That's probably not relevant to something wolf related, but I'm gonna be honest, I think this show is fucking with me. At least on the whole wolf thing, because like, there's not a lot of wolf in this one.
Turn around.
Okay, well, you see what I mean? He's making her turn around. He can't even look at Titty. That is a capital G gay werewolf. Look at how he styles his hair. That's a homosexual. So aside from the lavender marriage that's happening over here, we also have Soren killing people.
It's Soren. He's back.
Who is Soren? I don't know. Some dude leaving beaten and bloody people on Ethan's doorstep. You know, for fun. And the secondary character is this house butler whose name currently escapes me, but I'm just gonna call him Tom Hiddleston because that's what he looks like. Tom Hiddleston is tasked with teaching these two lovebirds how to slap uglies together. And usually there's a kind of gracefulness to these alpha men. Usually they just have it in their blood to have good sex. I mean, that's what Alexander's wolf told him.
Dude, you're an alpha. Good sex is like in your blood.
But these two are just two little awkward virgins, and not like in a QA, not like in a Celine and Alexander, more in like a British way. So I'm gonna be honest up front, this one is probably my favorite so far. Like, this guy is just so awkward and shy, probably because he's a gay werewolf. A gay wolf? Oh, we're gay. So then Madeline shows up, and she's the king's daughter, and she's all upset that Ethan got a breeder. And then the king shows up while Ethan and Tom Hiddleston are wrestling outside without their shirts on. And I guess Ethan has a sister too, and they all want to meet Rosalie. You know, watching this show with like this shot in particular, it makes me feel like I'm watching a cult. This is not a werewolf show anymore, this is a cult show. So we get to learn more about Soren, and as it turns out, he's Ethan's evil twin brother, who is not British for some reason.
You look like you put on some weight, little brother.
Meanwhile, Rosalie is struggling to get pregnant, which I could only imagine would be really hard to do when you haven't had sex even once. Gay wolf! He is a gay werewolf! He wants dick! Fine, if I can't have Ethan and Tom Hiddleston dry humping each other passionately through the rose-printed blazers, I'll take the lesbians instead. So we learn that Ethan and Soren are at each other's necks because their parents died of a terrible accident. And Georgia, that's the sister by the way. Lives with King James as a hostage, and he's a massive fucking pervert.
These things, they take time. Isn't that right, Ethan?
If this doesn't happen, if I don't get gay werewolf, we riot. So because he can't pop a boner, he leaves, and she chases after him, and I guess they're in love now? Also, she's pregnant, I guess.
I'm pregnant.
I don't know how. Don't ask me. Actually, you know what? No. You know what this scene made me realize? He looks like Matt Smith. Doctor Who and Loki are secret gay lovers, and Doctor Who has to have a lavender marriage to protect his castle. Also, they're werewolves.
Your Majesty, what brings you here? I thought we were coming to you.
I hope. I'm about halfway through this show, and there's not a lot of mention of werewolf in it. Where are the werewolves? So now we get the Soren plotline. He shows up casually, big, scary, evil twin brother just waltzing in like a normal guy. It's not like he just killed 2 people.
You may be the king's lapdog, but I'm still a wolf.
Yes, yes, okay, we have werewolves, they said it, so it must be true. Anyway, Soren's whole deal is that he thinks the king killed their parents, and so now he wants to kill the king as revenge. And Ethan just serves under the king because reasons. So Soren does a sneaky, evil little thing, because he's evil. He ties Ethan up, disguises himself as Ethan, and confronts the king. Then, when Ethan wakes up and comes running out shirtless, Soren takes Rosalie hostage for whatever reason. What was his plan? And then the king gets out of the wheelchair and shoots them both. You know, the best part of this scene is when Soren is like driving to who knows where. I really don't know what the plan was, but he's just zooming down the road on his motorcycle, and Rosalie just falls midway through the ride. That baby died. It did not make it. Absolutely not. Oh, I forgot this too. Soren has like a singular red eye, and they've been calling him the Red Eye, but like, I don't know if that's like a wolf thing or not. So Soren takes Rosalie to a bewildered Chinese man.
Can you help us? Can you help this girl? Huh?
Based on the lack of him saying literally anything, I'm gonna take that as a no. I mean, does that guy look like a fucking doctor to you? And then, I don't know how to describe this next scene, so I'm just gonna show you. What the actual fuck was that? So this weird-ass alcoholic man spits on the arrow wound and tells Soren that he's gonna be fine. My good bitch, that arrow went through this woman and out his shoulder on the other side. 2 people. It left a hole in 2, count them, 2 people. And I guess all they needed was an alcoholic man spitting on them and then some toilet paper on the wound. Patches that shit right up nice and tidy. Should be good. This entire place is so weird because I don't even know what this is. It looks, to me anyways, like a pool locker room or something. Soren brings Rosalie to Tom Hiddleston's mom and she wakes up with amnesia.
Rose. Was that my name?
British gay werewolf and Soren mend their relationship, and I guess he decides to peace the fuck out. And that's the end of season 1. I did not watch season 2. Mainly because I could not pirate it. So I'm just gonna pretend it doesn't exist. Guys, I am a werewolf. I tried to be like all casual about it and like try to play it off as super cool, but it's so not. I mean, look at this. Fucking ew. Dude, I'm not even like a sexy werewolf like Alpha Alexander or Alpha Aiden or Ethan Gray. No, I'm just one of those like Beverly Hills Chihuahua looking ass werewolf. Fucking rat dog looking ass. Like, I don't got the Ferraris, I don't got the sports cars, I don't got the nice suit, I got fucking fairy fingers. I look like the Grinch if he fucked Bigfoot. This is honestly like my worst moment ever. Literally nothing is gonna bring up my self-esteem. Literally nothing.
Adrian is your stepbrother. That's not funny.
Oh god.
Step sibling.
I can't argue about this.
Because I love her. Whether she's a human.
My stepsister.
Oh. Huh. Well, you know what? I feel better. I may have freaky fingers, but at least I'm not fucking my sister. Okay, well, that sucked and I hated it. I mean, I just had to follow it up with something gross. This is probably the worst one, and I know I said that about, like, Call Me Alpha, but, like, listen. Call Me Alpha was worse on, like, the technical side of things. Like, the audio balancing was dog shit. The script was just making shit up as it went along. There were so many plot holes, but you know what? At least it's not borderline incest. But anyways, this is the plot. There's this girl. Her name is Chloe. She's special. And there's this guy, Adrian. And he's the alpha wolf. And also her teacher and her half-brother.
Oh my god!
So once again, we are introduced to the series' main lead, getting drugged and sex trafficked.
Meds are working. She isn't running away, but remember, this is just a one-night deal.
So immediately we're starting off with human trafficking. How do we feel? Guys, we're not going to make any commentary on the current state of our administration. What the diddy? Why is this a constant plot? I can't keep doing this. Not when the Epstein files are out. I can't keep doing this. Maybe it's like the whole like alpha male thing where calling yourself alpha indicates dominance and ownership of a Luna or a pack or something. So it's like, maybe it's like a weird power dynamics thing, but also if you're an alpha female, this still happens to you despite being high in the wolf hierarchy. I don't know, I just hate it. And sex trafficking isn't the only weird thing happening in this show. So, to explain what I said in the beginning synopsis, Adrian is Chloe's professor at her college, but also her mom is dating Adrian's dad and they're planning on marrying each other, making Adrian not only her professor, but her future stepbrother. So, I guess the lore of this werewolf world is that when alphas find their mates, there's this magical fairy dust that sparkles around their hands like a Dragon Ball power-up.
Just so we're clear, I'm not interested in some step-sibling thing.
Oh, thank God she doesn't have a stepbrother kink. I'm so glad she cleared that up. The professor thing, on the other hand, might get her wild.
One more thing. Stop trying to seduce me.
She was drugged and sex trafficked. Get this man away from me. So out of all of the werewolf love interests that we've had the pleasure of meeting, I think Adrian is the worst one. I mean, the bar is in fact in hell because we've had like a lavender marriage, a meathead who can barely put a sentence together, and a guy who thinks about fucking his partner in front of her parents.
I want to strip Celine naked. I want to fuck her right here, right now.
But at the very least, they're not victim blaming and fucking their stepsister student. So Chloe's an attendant at Sunset University, and like any college girl, she has a best friend named Mia, and she gets bullied by grown-ass adults also attending the college.
Are you as horny as your mom?
Here's the kicker. The reason why they call Chloe a slut is purely on the basis that she has a stepfather, which... Huh?
Congrats, Chloe! We heard about your new stepfather.
I'm not really sure how that would make someone a slut by default. But also, according to her mom, Lucius, that's the stepdad, by the way, he's like a billionaire. Like, he lives in a mansion and they move into their luxurious home. So it's like, you can't say shit. You bitches are poor. So the mom is a gold digger who makes extra cash in her gold digger ways by marrying a rich man and also pimping out her daughter at a werewolf hotel.
Your mom is my father's girlfriend, and now you're making me lunch. You'll never be my mate.
Who said that I want to be your mate?
Then why are you giving me all this attention?
Oh my God, my brother... Stepbrother in Christ. Not everything this woman does is a bid for your attention. It's food! Put it in your mouth and shut the fuck up!
Maybe I need to show you what seduction really is.
Oh, what the fuck, Chloe? I was trying to defend you, but now you're doing this shit?
Maybe I need to show you what seduction really is.
What the fuck is happening? You just said that you hated this guy and now you're trying... What are you... Stop.
Stop it. Get some help.
She looks at it from a slight different perspective, like, I don't know, maybe kind of hot.
No, shut up. Stop it. We both agreed he's ugly as fuck. What are you doing?
About her perspective.
Yeah, but Chloe, what are you doing? So the bully character decides to fuck with Chloe and expose her for being such a slut by changing the female showers to the men's. Conveniently, Adrian comes in immediately after and now they're both naked. Shit's getting real hot and sexy now. So obviously the implication here was that the bullies knew this was the setup of their plan to, like, catch her fucking the teacher. But for whatever reason, they're, like, shocked it's Adrian in there with her? Like, was that not the plan?
Serafina?
Professor Adrian?
Is there a reason you're in the men's dressing room?
Professor Adrian.
Did she not? Was that not part of the plan? I thought she would have known it would be Adrian in there. That's because they were watching them make out in his office before, and now she's shocked it's him? I called my mom to pick me up from this movie night, Lazy. I think this in and of itself counts as some form of sexual harassment. I think. Like, if this were like a student-teacher immoral relationship, this might have been like a valiant thing that they were trying to do. Like, this could get him fired for having like a gross relationship with a student sister mate. But no, they're just doing it to fuck with Chloe.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man?
Whoever edited the boing sound effect to that with this towel falling and I presume an off-screen reveal of his boner, whoever did this, I want to kill you. I'm going to hunt you down. I'm gonna make sure you never get work again. You're right. I'm going to kill you. Whoever edited that sound effect, I'm going to kill you. I am an innocent soul and I didn't need to see, let alone hear cocky go boing boing. Stop.
Oh my
god. No.
We don't need to see
No.
that.
So after those wild pranking shenanigans of borderline sexual harassment and the abuse of the teacher and student code of conduct, we finally have dinner with the whole family. Gold Digger, daughter, Ginger, and Uncle Lucius. Wait. Uncle Lucius?
Thanks, Uncle Lucius.
Why does she call him Uncle Lucius?
Thanks, Uncle Lucius.
What? Oh god. Uncle. Uncle? Uncle. Uncle? Uncle? What? Wait, so how does that work? So, okay, this is a werewolf who is bonded to mate with a human, which is taboo as is. But he's also her professor, extra taboo. And since his dad is marrying her mom, he's her stepbrother, mega taboo. The worst of these multi-power dynamics, she's straight up his cousin. What? I mean, I've heard of enemies to lover brother cousins, but this is just ridiculous. But anyways, Chloe wants to team up with Adrian to basically fake a relationship so that their parents won't get married. I guess he's trying to reject the idea that this human is his mate. So even if it's pretend, he doesn't want to be tempted, but like, you've already shown her your penis and played footsies with her under the dinner table in front of your dad. Guys, do not play footsies in front of your dad. Anyways, bully character tries to push Chloe down a small flight of stairs, and Adrian senses that his mate is in danger.
Now, get out of my sight.
I don't know if the red glowing eyes count as like a new wolf ability because I've seen this like a couple of times previously. I can't count it. What I will say is that this eye effect is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Werewolves have yellow eyes, stupid. Hey, why don't you shut the fuck up? So they start initiating their whole fake romance plan, but like, it's super real. And here's the thing, like, I don't understand about this. Does Chloe know he's a werewolf? Because, like, he keeps saying, do you know what it's like to be my mate? Or whatever the fuck. I don't think she knows he's a werewolf. If I am hearing a guy, right, realistically, if a dude is telling me that I'm gonna be his mate, if I were to hear that, I would assume he's probably an incel first, because nobody talks, like, about relationships like that if they're human, for one. How do you talk to her so casually about this? Like, yeah, you're my mate, and she goes, that's a perfectly normal thing to say. Unless you're a werewolf. Like, this girl should be going through, like, some sort of, like, conspiracy theory brain crisis. Like, she needs to have the fucking cork poured up, and she needs to start, like, connecting the dots. She needs to basically be like Bella from Twilight. They need to go out into the middle of Forks, Washington in the woods, and he needs to be like, I know what you are. Say it. Oh, werewolf! They need to have that scene, because I am almost certain that she does not know this man is a werewolf. I think this is gonna be like another one of those scenarios where all of the werewolf elements of the story could have been completely taken out entirely and the plot would have worked just fine.
Wait, I just meant pretending.
They're not gonna believe us unless they see.
God, I hate all of you!
They have to see us making out.
We got these two making out while their parents are also making out in the other room! And she's like wanting to push for this fake romance, but is all like, we're taking things too fast. Bitch, is that not the point? I think at this point you are just manipulating Adrian. I don't even blame him at this point for getting frustrated with you, because I'm fucking frustrated too!
Stop manipulating me.
So one night when Chloe refuses a ride home from Adrian, her bullies devise a plan to mug her or something with the least intimidating assailants in human history.
What's gonna hurt you? I'm just gonna put some scars on that face of yours.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't aware that we're doing a Joker. This is like one of the softest assaults like I've ever seen, and by that I mean this like fight or assault choreography is just. It's so terrible. It sort of just looks like that she slightly knees this guy, and in response, he kind of just squishes her face. So Adrian saves the day because, of course, he can sense when his mate is in danger. And once again, I have to ask, does she know he's a werewolf or not? Like, he says things like she's abusing their bond or whatever, you know, just because of our bond doesn't mean that I won't always be there to save you. And it's like, whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean, for one. I mean, I know he's a wolf alpha hybrid man because of the beginning animation and also because the little name tags told me. Like, I know that. But does she know that? I don't think she knows that. And it's at this point in my viewing that I realized I'm not even 30 minutes in. I still have like an hour and 25 minutes left. This whole thing is like 10 minutes short of being nearly 2 goddamn hours. Fucking hell.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Oh, wow! Censorson's hand! Ah! Jesus Christ! Never mind! No! 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 Hey, so could you maybe stop pretending to get a blowjob from a girl while your stepmother is right there talking to you about her missing daughter? That would be awesome! So I guess the dad is catching on that Adrian and Chloe are soulmates or whatever, and apparently the Moonrise pack is dependent on Adrian rebuilding it as he is the only alpha male left. I don't really know how that would work with our wolf lore, considering we've seen multiple alphas exist in one pack in one place before, but fuck it, it doesn't matter. You know what's concerning about this conversation, right? It's not the fact that the dad knows that they're dating, but they're like future step siblings. It's the fact that she's a human, and he's more concerned with that than the fact that they're related. Not that she's going to be a stepsister. No, yeah, that's exactly my point. He's just like, a human, you're the future alpha male. You can't have a human as your mate. And it's like, my argument would be you can't fuck your step-sibling. So as stepmom and dad go out for a night on the town, Adrian comes back with some scar on his titty. And I guess there's this guy, Victor, who's coming after them now. I don't know, it really doesn't matter. I'm tired. Have you guys ever wanted to watch a toxic werewolf relationship where nothing happens for a very long time? Watch this stupid shit. Oh god, when did this become a stock footage horror movie? Ah, get away! Just kidding, it was all a dream. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Nothing is happening. It's like tricking you into thinking like interesting stuff is happening, but it's not important and none of it matters. You gotta admit though that like him barreling on top of her and screaming in her face as a wolf, I guess he calls it Ian, which is a great wolf name, by the way, just talks into his brain as he's making constipated faces. So I guess Chloe and Adrian met long before, but trauma blocked that out like an SCC content creator. What? Who said that? I didn't say that. Did you say that? I didn't say that. The next day, Adrian finds out that Chloe has a witch's totem bracelet, which means that their love bond has all been a lie the whole time.
Chloe, you've angered an alpha.
Oh no, she has angered the alpha. I'm sorry. I just don't buy the alpha rage with this guy who has nipples that protrude way too far out. No, okay, that was mean. That was mean. I'm not making fun of the actor, I swear. I'm sure this paid well under what he normally would have been paid for. I'm just making fun of this character. It has nothing to do with him. So now they're not getting along again, and Declan comes in. Who is Declan? I don't know. Apparently one of her friends who we are meeting right now. Declan as in the guy that was trying to snoop on you in the fucking changing room when you like caught them with Adrian. Yeah, sure, let's date that fucking guy. What the fuck? And I think this is supposed to like set up a love triangle between stepbro professor and bestie of many years. But instead, we get a repeat of Chloe being in danger with her bullies, trying to mutilate her face for some reason. That seems to be like their main objective, I guess. And Adrian comes to save her because they're still bonded somehow, despite the witch's magic making their bond not real? I guess?
I'm pregnant. Lucius has to marry me for sure.
Oh, what the fuck? What?
Marry me for sure.
What? Whoa. God damn it. Stop. Fuck.
Are you dying?
Ah! Okay, so now the mom is pregnant. Look, guys, at a certain point, we just gotta pack it up. You know what I mean? I know you really want to do like this taboo relationship stuff, but now that these two have like an actual half-sibling in common, pack it up. Pack it up. Dear God, pack this bitch up.
Just the fact that you're my daughter makes me sick.
I mean, if my child wanted to fuck their brother, I'd be just as disgusted.
You want to know how I found out?
Found out? Were they ever keeping it a secret? I think they were being pretty fucking obvious about it. At this point, I guess I'm just Team Lucius and Chloe's mom. This is the only real stable and not weird and uncomfortable relationship that is happening right now. Granted, she's only marrying him for money. But that's at least better than fucking your stepbrother, Professor Wolf Cousin. So the wedding happens, and as it turns out, shocker to no one, Mia is in fact a witch.
He started saying all of these things like mate, bond, Luna. I don't even know what he was talking about.
Oh, okay, so she doesn't know he's a wolf man. You know, maybe all of this would have gone a lot smoother if they had a single conversation at Forks, Washington, in the middle of the woods. Like, everyone is acting as if Chloe, this normal woman, just knows that Mia is a witch and Adrian is an alpha wolf, and talk to her like she knows these things, but she doesn't. So all of this sounds like fucking insane to her, and it's starting to sound insane to me too.
You know, I actually ran into your mother today. She was in a pretty good mood, actually.
Yes, Declan, it's her fucking wedding. Get with the program. Okay, so now the love triangle starts, and I don't think it's crazy to say I am Team Declan. This guy fucking sucks. So we get this bitch, and she's the alpha of the Wild Blood pack, whatever that's supposed to mean. You know what normal writers do when they're like establishing a supernatural world with like rules and multiple groups or packs? You know what they normally would do to establish the world and the packs that live and dominate in it? At least some form of power structure, a ranking structure, mayhaps. You know, like world building things. This, however, doesn't do fucking anything for me. I barely remember what pack Adrian was from because the relationship between all of these packs and all of these shows doesn't even really matter. And they all just kind of blend together after a while. Anyways, I'm just gonna assume that Vivian is here for the four-way of Declan, Adrian, and this Yuri shipping that I'm low-key kind of rooting for a little more. I mean, our options here are a werewolf, a safe and boring straight guy, or a lesbian vampire. What sounds more interesting to you? So I don't know, she starts sweating or whatever, and Mia thinks that she's going into heat.
You're a human, you don't go into heat.
Which is only a wolf thing. So I guess Chloe has been a wolf the whole time. And Adrian is like, I know you're my sister now, but I need to have sex with you. And she's like, no, I like Declan, go away. So now Declan and Chloe go on a date to the concert. And for whatever reason in this scene, I don't know if it's like where they're filming, but there's like screaming or moaning in the background of wherever this is.
Sorry, just a moment.
Adrian stalks Chloe on this date, and then, out of nowhere, he teleports her. What? Fuck it. Werewolves can teleport. Who knew? Who gives a fucking singular shit about this anymore? I don't care. So I guess an hour in, he finally explains that he is a werewolf, and it goes about as well as you would expect.
Just take me down, please.
I don't know why anyone would believe any of this nonsense, but then again, Chloe is a dumb, oblivious idiot, so of course she makes the wrong choice here.
You can pretend to be lovers. Chloe, I don't care about being used. As long as you're happy, I'm happy.
Oh, okay, never mind. Turns out that this whole thing was just a ploy by Declan to make Adrian jealous.
So you two were never dating?
Declan, how could you fumble this bet? You're really helping this girl that you're really into hook up with her stepbro. I would say you dodged a bullet, but I feel like you are also shooting that same bullet. You know what? Fuck everyone in this show. All of you people can suck my dick. Can these two just get caught already and we can move on?
I can't believe what I'm freaking seeing.
Oh my god, finally! So I guess the women are blackmailing each other, though, to be fair, I think the step-sibling cousin fucking is worse than just cheating on some other dude.
What about that guy that you've been seeing while you're with Uncle Lucius?
Who told you that?
I really don't think you have the upper hand here, Chloe. Okay, so because this has gotten to a point where I hate everyone in this show and it makes no sense and I'm annoyed, I'm just gonna rapid fire tell you what happens in the last 30 or so minutes.
I started blasting. Bang!
Chloe's mom drugs her and calls Declan to come help her out, but Adrian senses that she's in danger and punches Declan in the face. Vivian comes back and we're told that she was originally supposed to end up with Adrian. But Adrian and Chloe don't even care if anyone thinks it's weird that they're in a relationship anymore. Vivian and her witch friend Nora knock Adrian out and try to violate him in his sleep. But then Chloe cuts her hand open, which makes him wake up for some reason, I don't know. Mia apparently has been helping the Moonrise pack the entire time. I guess Chloe knew she was a witch, but didn't know that Adrian was a werewolf? Wait, why? How does that work? If that's the case, why didn't Mia tell her that Adrian was a werewolf in the first place?
That makes no fucking sense!
Have an alpha wolf meeting and reveal that Chloe is Adrian's mate, but obviously they're against the idea. Not because they're siblings, it's because she's a human, which is way worse. That's disgusting.
Is this a joke? An alpha mate is a human. A pitiful and weak creature.
Vivian is plotting to kill Chloe because I guess she's a threat in the story now. And then suddenly a wolf attacks Chloe after just appearing. And I guess this werewolf was just part of Adrian's pack. So that means that Chloe is attacking and killing Adrian's pack mates. I guess that's Vivian's plan. I don't know what her plan is. But good thing Mia is putting protective spells on Chloe, so Vivian's plan fails, and now the alliance between her and Adrian's packs are on the line. The family has another confrontation about how wrong it is to fuck your sibling, in case the audience needed a reminder that incest is wrong. And then a wolf just appears and kills Lucius. Also, Adrian turns into a wolf, and it's the fucking most horrendous thing I've ever seen in my life. You know, I love that this strong alpha werewolf is powerful enough to teleport, fight off multiple dudes, keep his mate safe, but can't do shit about his own dad getting murdered right in front of him. He just kind of stands there. Her mom then goes missing and Victor takes Chloe hostage. Victor drains blood from Chloe in a crack house and plans to take Adrian down using Chloe and their bond as bait. I just love that in the scene he's like cutting her open with what is so obviously just one of those toy push blades. Mia rescues her, and their plan is to use magic to extract from Victor's memories to find the truth about what happened to Adrian's pack and how Victor destroyed it. Okay, and then plot twist, Chloe's mom was working with Victor the whole time. Do you even care at this point? Because I don't.
We do not care.
Joke's on her though, because Victor just kills her for no reason. Then Chloe gets glowing red eyes and kicks Victor's ass with 2 punches, and I guess she pulls his tooth out. Declan rescues both Mia and Chloe, and it turns out that he's a werewolf too, and Victor's son?
Victor is my father.
You're Victor's son.
Adrian rescues the group escaping, Declan ceases to exist from the plot, and I guess Chloe is pregnant now.
I sense that you're pregnant, Chloe.
What was the point of making the mom pregnant if they were just gonna kill her and the baby off anyways, and then have Chloe have a baby instead? It's almost like that whole thing was fucking pointless. Oh, and I guess the tooth that she took from Victor has his memories in it, which... that's not how teeth work. And the Victor plot solves itself off screen. Married and Chloe's dad comes back because he's alive for some reason. I guess Chloe is actually a wolf. Do you care how? No. Okay, then I won't explain it. It doesn't matter. I'm done. I want to get this makeup off my face. In conclusion, this video was dumb. I don't know why I made this. This seems like a terrible idea. Also, these fingers suck. Women with nails or just hairy finger, how do you cope? I ended up losing both of my thumbs because I had to like constantly move the nose hair out of my eyes because it kept constantly tickling my eyeballs and I wanted to die. It's like a ugh, disgusting, gross. Yuck. Icky. I don't think I need to answer the question as to why any of this exists or what it says about us as a society or people or entertainment. Because why would I? You want me to seek a higher meaning to like alpha werewolf hot romance? Cause I don't want to use my brain anymore. I don't want to use any more brain cells past what I am legally required to use per video. If I was gonna rate these 4 shows based on like quality, production wise, everything, looks, edit, you know, I'd probably go like Alpha's Innocent Bride, Fated to My Forbidden Alpha, Forbidden Desires, and then Call Me Alpha. What these 3 lack in cohesiveness, I suppose it makes up for like having literally any budget at all, which is more than I can say for this garbage. In terms of story, Alpha's Innocent Bride and Fated have a better story. Not better dialogue or characters, but at least there's no incest, and I sorta remember what happens. In terms of which show has the most to do with actual werewolves, I'm sorry, it is my favorite. Innocent Bride is at the bottom of the tier list. I mean, they don't utter the words werewolf once. They say alpha and wolf, but I'm just sitting here thinking that they're just a couple of incels role-playing with each other. But if I were forced to like watch one of these again as a form of torture, the least torturous one would probably be Innocent Bride. I can watch gay werewolves bareback wrestle each other any day of the week. Thanks so much for watching. Happy Valentine's Day, I guess. And I'll just be over here hollering at the moon and shit. Bye.